Okay, let's talk about SOTA, Summits on the Air. So I've done quite a few activations. I've shown, there's videos on my channel where I've filmed the activation, but I haven't done an awful lot about actually behind the scenes and climbing the mountain and actual planning, which people are asking to, I've had a couple of people ask me to see. So let's go through some of the process I go through for planning. So first things first, if I show you my screen over here, so this is the SOTA website, and if you look at SOTA links up the top here, you've got your summit site, and you've got all your different regions there. Now I'm actually going to be activating Summit with a friend, Harley, who you've seen on the channel before. We're doing a joint effort, hopefully later this month, of Ben Nevis, which is the largest mountain in the UK. I had to think about that one. I was about to say largest mountain in England, and that would have upset a hell of a lot of Scottish people. So it's the largest mountain in the United Kingdom, and it's in Western Scotland. And here you go, here's all your summits in Western Scotland. We're going for the big one here, 1,345 meters. Ben Nevis had a total of 81 activations, and it's 10 points for anyone that's interested in their SOTA trivia. So if I click on there, it gives me all these reports here, reports that people have uploaded in the past. So if you read through these previous activations and tips that people have put on, there's some good information on there, and this goes for all SOTA summits. Things like if there's, if it's particularly muddy or boggy or particularly dangerous on the route up, if there's any hazards to watch out for, or if there's commercial transmitter masts on the top of the summit, which might cause you descents on your VHF handheld radio, etc., etc. People will normally put that in here. You'll normally find some mention of it in the reports here. So first thing I do is I go on the site for the summit that I want to activate, and I go through and I read all of the previous activations, people's previous experiences, and see if there's any hazards, anything that's going to catch me out, especially if it's a big summit like Ben Nevis. Then I want to make sure I know exactly what to expect when I get there. And then you've got your longitude and latitude here for your GPS. I use, this is a Garmin handheld GPS, and you can see it's plugged in, got a USB lead in there. It's plugged into my computer, because what I do is I take that longitude and latitude and plug it into, oops, sorry, not that one, this one, Garmin Basecamp, which is Garmin's own software for their GPSs. You could take the longitude, latitude, put it in, so they put the summit in there, so I know exactly where I'm heading to or what I'm aiming for. So it'll show me that on the once I upload it onto my GPS, it'll show me that position marker. I've also put in the parking and my track. Now, parking, if I show you this Google Earth, and in fact I can see there's quite a nice, looks like you've got a reasonably well defined path all the way up there, which should mean navigation shouldn't be too difficult, fingers crossed, famous last words. But what I'm also looking at is down the bottom here. Now, I saw on the on Garmin Basecamp there was a sign for parking here on the Ordnance Survey map, and indeed, if I look, it does look like there's some kind of car park here, and another one over. In fact, I'm not sure if that's a car park or campsite. There is a campsite shown on the map. So what I've done is I've taken the coordinates from Google Earth for the car park, and I've put that into Garmin Basecamp. So you can see there I've marked my location for parking, so that will get loaded into my GPS. I also have another Garmin GPS here, which is this is a normal vehicle one, so I can load points, reference points into there as well, which I load my car parking locations into that GPS, so makes finding the car park nice and easy when I'm driving up. And this route is the other thing to look at. So if I go back to the SOTA website, so we go back up to our SOTA links here and mapping, and there's a great thing here. If you go again, the mapping tab across the top and tracks, and you can actually see in this box when you put your when you select your summit. So let's go for where are we? Where's G? GM Scotland. There we go. And Western Scotland. So you select your summit. We'll go in Ben Nevis. Now there's only one track in here, but people can upload tracks when they've done this previously. So I'm going to select that one and go display. And you can see someone's uploaded a track when they've activated this summit in the past. Now this one shows 15 kilometers, but if you look at the map, that's round trip. That's to the top of the summit and back down. So it's about 7.5 kilometers roughly each way. Now I know from experience at my pace, that's probably, well, the 3.5 to 4 kilometer summits, which is more normal here in the UK, normally takes me around about 3 to 4 hours to, or 2 to 3 hours to climb. So this is going to take me a little bit longer. Reading up online on the various websites, hiking websites, it looks like most people can expect this to take sort of 5 to 6 hours to get to the summit, and probably maybe a tiny bit less coming back. So we're going to leave ourselves loads of time. We're going to go probably somewhere around 6 in the morning, or as soon as it gets light. I want to try and get to that summit by midday, activate it, and then get back down again, obviously before it gets dark. We don't want to be on the mountain in the dark. So you can actually download this track. So I've selected it, download, and you can download it as a GPX file, which will plug straight into my GPS, which is really handy. So if I get rid of that, go back onto here, onto Basecamp, you can see I've already loaded the track in. So I've got the track on my GPS, so I know exactly where I'm going on the day, direct from car park to summit. Navigation wise, for this sort of thing, it's good to have a couple of GPSs, a backup. So you know, the old timers, well, most people will tell you should have the map and the compass and know how to read it. Make of that what you will. I'm not advocating going up the hill without a map. I normally do it on GPS. Now there's always the risk the GPS could fail or get broken, so 2 GPSs should be okay. Also check your mountain weather reports before trying to do this as well. From what I've read online, you can expect snow at least on the summit from about late September, maybe October onwards. So we're doing this fairly late in the season. We want to hit it before the snow comes, or before we get adverse weather, because to be brutally honest, we really are not kitted up for climbing snowy mountains. So we wanted to hit it earlier in the season before the before we go into the winter season. So that's more or less the planning for activating the summit. Other things to consider is how long is it going to take you to get there. So I'm going to, using Google Earth here, I'm going to use Ben Nevis Inn as a point for my directions, just because that's near the car park. So I've set that as, okay, it's from instead of to, so it's going to give me the route in reverse, but it doesn't matter, it will be more or less the same. And where we're going, way down here, all the way down to my home, directions to here, and We're going to search that route. It's a little bit slow because I'm using the computer for recording as well, so it's a bit sluggish. And it reckons it's going to take me roughly 8.5 hours. Now, that assumes that I do the whole journey at 70 miles an hour, so that assumes there's no traffic, and that assumes that I don't stop. Now, I'm not going to drive for 8.5 hours without stopping. That would be incredibly stupid, dangerous. I'd probably end up falling asleep at the wheel and killing myself and someone else. So I will be stopping. I'll probably do this in 2 days, so I'll probably stop somewhere around about the Lake District, North Pennines, perhaps just a little bit further north here, which I know that will take me about 6 or so hours to get up there, roughly. So that's roughly the halfway. So it's going to take 2 days drive up there, 2 days drive back. So you've also got the consideration of where do I stop or where do I park up. Now, I am a member of the Caravan and Motorhome Club, which means I can use their sites, cost 10 to 15 quid a night, roughly, depending where you go. Some of them up to 20 or 30 pounds. I tend to steer away from them, though. So there's that additional expense, or there's, on my phone, I've got an app called Park for Night. So I wonder whether we might just rough it up in a lay-by somewhere, because the motorhome's got all the facilities I need in it. It's got running water and lavatory and all the rest of it. So we might just rough it up in a lay-by somewhere halfway, and then you've got accommodation somewhere once you get up to Ben Nevis, wherever it is, somewhere in this mass of summits. So I need to find parking somewhere around here as well, near Ben Nevis, for the night before we actually activate Ben Nevis. So these are all things to consider, but that's I think I've done enough talking for this video. So that's the basic route planning. I'll probably do another video on what I'm actually taking up in the rucksack. You've got your safety equipment, first aid kits, things like that, in case one of us comes a cropper whilst we're up there. I'll save that for another video, and we'll actually film this activation from start to finish. So I'll do it as kind of like a bit of a vlog, if you like, from when I leave home all the way up to activating the summit, because I've had a few people want to see the not just the operating on top of the summit, but they want to see me actually climbing the summit and see some of the difficulties and planning that goes in behind the scenes. So I think that's enough for this video, and we'll look at a couple of the other aspects and probably make this into a little mini series, if you like, sort of 3 or 4 episodes, just to show you the process I go through to activate, or hopefully activate, the largest mountain in the UK.